takiasan. Namaste, sarvi mirestidar. Osio, my relatives. And watching how our volcanoes are waking up. By fire. Yeah. So we've had the north, that extreme cold ice age. What was before that? And the flood, probably before that. I don't know the time frame. Anyway, at least in my understanding, what we know at this moment, north, the flood, now we've got the fire. And I have been contemplating this. Being co-creators. I've been contemplating this statement and this, but it's been made by both my adopted mom and my dad. And how we have been so conditioned to believe that there's this filter between God and ourselves. That there's this, sure, people can help us see speaking with others can help us internalize or bring about an awareness that we're unfamiliar with, that needs to be brought forward. That there's many times I'm discussing something or I have a question and someone will just ask one question and it's like, right, that was the question that wasn't coming through, right? And that was like, "You my savior, thank you, thank you, thank you." Well, I recall prior to taking off, and I think I shared this in the other video, and the other day when I was talking about the footprints, and I had found that fossil that was like a footprint, and the way, followed the way, and of course my mom was like, it was the way that Jesus spoke, that Jesus taught, that there was no religion. Someone else grabbed a hold of it and then began to monopolize from it, basically appropriating. Wow. Religion is built upon appropriating. Now your natives, your natives, your true natives, your they're like, it's not a, or when I was in India, they're like, Hindu's not a religion, it's a way of life. And we have many different varieties of Hindu. Basically, we share with you what the universal truths are, and to have this reverence, and that we are all gods. Which is like when they invite when someone comes to their home, you leave the street behind, take off your shoes, come inside. That's a symbol of leave the outside world out. Please, God, come into my home. And they give you the best seat, offering you their best chai or tea or coffee or water. That's usually the first thing they offer you, is a beautiful glass of water, and their best sweets, nuts, fruits, foods, and you know, it's because you are God coming to them, and so they want to make sure you're happy. And then they always may want to make sure you send you off with something as well. It is, and so, you know, when the natives, when these ships came, right, the natives are like, oh, this is God coming to our home. And, you know, it's, oh, yes, 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 and very giving, and we share amongst ourselves, and there's no ownership or possession. I recall giving a bicycle. So he could get around. Well, he accepted it, and then I saw him walking, and I'm like, hey, where's the bicycle? He goes, oh, so-and-so needed it. I said, I gave that bicycle to you. He goes, oh, yes, and we share everything. I'm like, oh, interesting. So there's no possession of anything. If somebody else needs this, to use it, they use it. Then when you need it, you use it. It's just, it's a beautiful harmony, a beautiful communion. Does that, yes, of course, disagreements and different things come about. And we had talking circles to work through that. Talking circles are an amazing thing. An amazing way of communication. And a gorgeous way of making decisions as a community. And everybody's voice is getting heard. And your heart's hearing all the different perspectives. And then going around and around and around and around and around until a consensus is made. And everyone goes along with that consensus because everyone had a voice. And it may not be this way you wanted it to be in the beginning, but you honor the decision because everybody was involved and everybody made the decision. And then the next time, you know, maybe you'll get, the decision will come your way and not somebody else's way. But everybody goes along with it. And if you don't, well, then you're shamed. And oh, you didn't want to be shamed. That was like horrifying punishment, was being shamed. Anyway, kind of went off on a tangent there, didn't I? So, you have this is where they were like, oh, the Hindu, everything is a god to the Hindus, everything is a god to the, well, everything was a god in many, if not all, of the original, especially the original, but which was animism, which is many, many, many of your indigenous cultures were based on that animism, which is we are all the same energy. We are all equal, and that includes the tree people, the stone people, the winged ones, the creepy crawlers. You consulted everything before making big, big decisions. Actually, every decision was this innate knowing coming from inside. But what is that innate knowing? What is that intuition coming from deep inside? That is what we call our soul. And our soul is a part of God. And so if everything is God, that means we are a part of God, which means it is God that is living through me, as me, for me. Right here, right now. And the same with you. And the same with my dog, with my little buddy over here, my dog, Rashini. And the community pipe bundle sitting over there, the community pipe bundle, and everything is a part of God. So when we say this, I'm channeling this or I'm channeling that. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in it. I'm not saying that I do believe in it. It's something that I question. I believe we should question everything. Okay, especially these days, because a lot of what we learned was like, whoa, we have no fucking clue. Anyway, but what I do understand is when I hear this voice within me, who, what am I hearing? And then we have all of the conditioning and who we think we are and all this personality and everything that we are experiencing. This body. And so maybe it really is our ego side and our spirit side. This human brain that we're experiencing, this human brain was programmed, this DNA was programmed by the Creator, by the spirit within me to live this life and experience this life with all of these conditions and you know, our master weaver as one I grow free bird here, or my growth into it, or my growth away from it and then back into it. There's so many, who the fuck knows, right? Anyway, so I created this ego as a part of God. We created all of ourselves, going through all of this stuff as God. And so all of us are co-creators. And yeah, I've been in this forever thing about free will. What really is free will? And I answer that. I ask that because in this whole co-creation thing, because there's been many, many times I personally have experienced this, where I have set out for something that I believed, like I heard Spirit say, I've had people go question, they're like, oh, that's what set me on this. I got the question. Or a sister was sharing with me, I always go, when someone says, I heard Spirit say, it's like, oh, geez, they always refer to, I heard Spirit say, I heard Spirit say, or I hear these voices. I'm listening, English, please. I'm hearing these voices. And I've heard voices. I've got voices that go on in my mind. I'm no stranger to that. We all hear voices. Oh, sometimes it's just like I got an entire council up here and they're passing around the talking stick, and I'm like, can I just get an answer here? But it's me having a conversation with myself, with all of these different little aspects of myself. And so when there's this, I heard Spirit say I need to do this. I've said it. I've done it. I heard Spirit say, no. Spirit said I'm not supposed to do this. And when I've gone to try to do it, I get blocked. And so I'm not doing that. So is there really two people inside of me? Or is it all one? Oh my goodness. So, even Jesus said, God and I are one. It is God that does the works through me. You can do this and so much more if you but believe. This, when you realize that the footsteps is Creator, Jesus walking next to you, picking you up and carrying you. I've experienced that, where I've set off, and it was like an energy took over, and then the energy leaves, and it's like, wow, I didn't know the motorcycle could do that. How did that happen? What did I do? And as much as I try to recollect, because I'm like, if it ever happens again, I want to know what to do, right? No memory. Anyway, I don't have any answers. So it's not like you're going to receive any answers here. You're just kind of going down along a rabbit trail of thoughts, meditation type ramblings as they're happening. I just recall my mom saying, the next time I speak with you, I look forward to hearing you say, God and I are one. Instead of saying, Creator, she says you still do that where you go, Creator. Or I heard Spirit say. She says, you heard yourself saying. You are the Creator. Not all of the Creator. You are not making all of this stuff happen. You're a piece of the Creator. But you and Creator are one. So quit referring to a spirit or a God out there. You speak with yourself inside, Yes, you are having a conversation with yourself as a hoe on iCrow. And all of the other actors in this big movie that we're playing through. Just enjoy the flow of it. Because shit is really getting ready to hit the fan. Mother Earth, the Kogi, the prophecies, the whole 9 yards. Now the scientists with all these volcanoes, the ring of fire opening up, rumbling up, fueling up, all of these different things. It's happening. It is happening. We've had a great run. We've got to experience and learn and be a part of a lot of pretty cool things. Savor every moment, as an elder used to share. There's a very famous elder. Well, he was a part of God. So as God has shared, so when you're sitting in a talking circle, you're listening as if the voice of God is speaking, because it is. You use your voice wisely as to what you choose to create with it. You know that old magician, abracadabra. As I speak, I create. It's a vibe going out. So, as God would say, make it a good day to die. In the morning, you're like, hey, it's a good day to live. And at night, you can say, it's a good day to die. Make every day count. Enjoy and savor every bit of this beautiful earth and nature you can, or choose to. All right, I'm gonna sign off here. Peace, dignity,